Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I had to start with this from Brad Garlinghouse. Joined official Cantor's annual crypto conference today. Safe to say that the US is ready to be the crypto capital of the world with the next Trump administration. Also, an apt shirt to wear on perhaps what are Gary Gensler's last days in office. Everybody is expecting Gary to resign at some point this week. If it didn't happen by the time this video went live. Because I pre-recorded this video. I had way too much going on today. This comes from the Digital Pound Foundation. The Reserve Bank of Australia, in partnership with the Digital Financial Cooperative Research Center, has opened a consultation to explore wholesale CBDC and asset tokenization, aiming to gather feedback by December 11th. The initiative, part of Project Acacia, invites industry stakeholders to participate in trials scheduled for 2025, with additional opportunities for involvement in an industry advisory group. Everything is pointing towards 2025. And Ripple is already going very big in Australia. This has been going on for years. This is how Ripple is taking over Australia's payment systems through integrations into Apple Pay and Google Pay for cross-border payments, along with the Reserve Bank of Australia backing Nevada's stablecoin, known as a CBDC-backed stablecoin. Yes, central banks have access to use XRP and will be. You know why they're all going to choose to use XRP? Because it's the cheapest path forward for the central banks. Anything that's cheaper than the competition, they're going to go with what's cheaper. Key components of Unified Ledger, the Interledger Protocol. Ripple evolving into the Interledger Protocol. One thing I want to point out is this right here. Let's examine how the Finternet approach addresses these challenges. Creating a unified ledger, reducing notes. The unified ledger essentially consolidates multiple financial institutions into a single shared ledger system. But I think they're going to connect the unified ledger into the Interledger Protocol because it's going to make everything work seamlessly. And it's also going to be cheaper. And one other thing I want to point out is this graph right here. You see federated consensus, Ripple evolving into the Interledger Protocol, Stellar, Ripple fork. They also mention Stellar. Then they go on to talk about proof of work, Bitcoin, colored coins, and so on. Proof of stake, Casper, Ethereum, moving to POS. Casper is going to gain a lot of momentum. It's a cryptocurrency I haven't talked about lately because everybody was talking about their core team moving over to Hedera. Hedera got the worst part of Casper, in my opinion. I think now we're going to start to see growth around Casper. I think the guy with the shitty haircut, he was just all talk and nothing was actually happening. So I'm kind of glad he's gone. Now I think real business and real adoption will happen next. Key features of the Finternet: facilitates instant transactions. And look at what they're comparing it to. Swift, Wise, PayPal, Western Union, and then you see Ripple, and they also mention XRP because it cuts the cost down. The cost is less than a penny using Ripple and XRP, and it only takes 3 to 5 seconds. Western Union is 5 minutes, and Western Union is not cheap. PayPal, instant to 1 business day, but there's a 2.9% fixed fee for domestic, 4.4% for international. Wise, 0 to 2 business days. And again, 0.4 to 1.5% of the transfer amount. That could get expensive if you're sending a lot of money. Swift is the worst. 1 to 5 business days. $20 to $50 per transaction plus exchange rate markup. That's how the big banks have been getting rich off of Swift for years. This is why JP Morgan wanted to slow Ripple down. This comes from Cyprus. Banks must go digital. They must adapt and integrate AI, digital assets, and blockchain into their core infrastructure to remain competitive. If they don't, they will fall behind. So as retail investors, what do you think we should be adopting? You want to be buying the technology that the banks are going to be using. That's what you did when you bought XRP. Because XRP makes everything cheaper. Bank after bank is going to want to utilize this cryptocurrency and that RippleNet technology as well. Like I said, Ripple's new RLUSD will open the doors at the banks. They will be so willing to use a stablecoin and RippleNet's technology. Later, they will realize it's cheaper if they're sending that RLUSD utilizing XRP. Or if they're sending anything else of value, it's going to be cheaper using XRP. All of a sudden, one bank gets the upper hand on the competition, and all the competition has to have it. New York City, Ripple in a panel with PayPal, Gemini, and Uniswap at the Crypto Finance Forum. All parts by Ripple's Chief Financial Officer, John Billich, the Internet of Value. Take a listen to what he says about the cash that Ripple has on hand as well.
CFO at Ripple. Just a bit about Ripple. We are the world's leading digital asset infrastructure provider, primarily to financial institutions. You know, we really focus on just building kind of simple, reliable, compliant products for customers that leverage the XRP ledger, its native token XRP, and really do that through a couple business lines. Payments, which is primarily focused around cross-border payments, a custody business, and soon to be launched stablecoin. Really kind of we're focused on building the Internet of Value. It's this idea that we want value to move kind of the way information moves today, freely, cheaply, transparently, kind of all around the world. I think it's the last point you hit on, I think is super important. The sort of how do you keep building in a downturn? And I think one of the things we've kind of learned through past market cycles is sort of the cash buffer that we keep on our balance sheet is probably very different than what you would in a non-crypto business. You know, it's maintaining sort of that really healthy cushion to weather kind of the ups and the downs so that you can keep building kind of when the markets are challenging. I think there's also, it gives you a little bit of flexibility to play offense when the markets get challenging.
And that's why Ripple has that cash on their balance sheet. Not only to weather the storm, but look at how Ripple expanded during the bear market all throughout 2022, 2023, and even through 2024. They also made acquisitions as well. And take notice how he said part of the Internet of Value is XRP. This comes from Smoke. Yes, Ripple has laid the groundwork for real-world asset tokenization. Ripple has solidified its position in the RWA tokenization landscape by expanding its partnership with Archax. This is going to be very important as we push ahead. Tokenization is absolutely going to boom all throughout 2025. What was holding us back up until this point is the fact that Gary at the SEC still thinks that tokenized assets can be security. So who the hell wants to tokenize something of value if Gary's only going to turn around and call it a security? Once we get clear regulations, tokenization is going to be massive. Archax, we have hit the tipping point for mainstream adoption of digital assets for real-world use cases. Financial institutions are now understanding this, and we are excited to play our part in helping them to embrace the technology by bringing their assets to the XRP ledger. So Archax is going to help other big financial institutions get their assets onto the XRP ledger. Trillions upon trillions of dollars, and XRP is going to be moving it because it moves anything of value. The case for Web3 is reaching a tipping point. Crypto market cap set to 25x by 2030. Think about how valuable XRP is going to be over time. It's going to continue to gain more and more value. And if you never have to sell your XRP, if you could get that passive income from your XRP, you will be building generational wealth with this cryptocurrency. You were early. You beat all the institutions here. Now don't sell too soon. Make sure you have a game plan and never, ever sell all of your XRP. Just in, 18 U.S. states are suing the SEC for unconstitutional overreach, an unfair prosecution of the crypto industry under Gary Gensler. This comes from Fox Business, Eleanor Terrett. So it looks like they're suing the SEC. Finally, the states are starting to wake up. And it shouldn't just be 18 states. It should be all of the states suing Gary Gensler and the SEC. You know, Gary hurt the retail investor. He could have easily said, we're just not going to push forward with this lawsuit against Ripple that Jay Clayton started. He could have ended it. But instead, he decided to go and work for the banks and delay that case as long as he possibly could. But now, that case is over. XRP is not a security. Nothing is holding us back in this run. Today, Tether mints another 2 billion USDT, totaling 7 billion of USDT minted in the past 6 days. How is this sustainable? How do people not see that the time is running out for Tether? You cannot create value out of thin air. The U.S. government gets away with it because they're the U.S. government. Once the U.S. government no longer needs Tether, they are going to take Tether down. It's going to happen very quick when it happens. It could be a major black swan event inside of the crypto space, but I don't think it's going to be prolonged for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin and ETH, it's going to take years upon years for them to get any of their value back because Tether has been propping them up for so long now. Most of the value you see in Bitcoin, it's fake value created by Tether. And a lot of that is US debt. And eventually the US debt is going to become tokenized. And when it does, there's no longer a use for Tether at all. And people still don't see it coming. But you know, we are XRP holders, and the exciting time is now here. The finish line is now in sight, and you made it this far. Anybody who's selling their XRP right now is gonna regret it. Anybody chasing meme coins or whatever's pumping today and selling their XRP, they're gonna regret it. I have people that never ever invested in crypto in the past asking me, is it too late to get into XRP right now? Is it too late is the run already over? And I tell them, as long as XRP is under $1, it's still dirt cheap. Wait until it starts to really break out. We're never coming back under $1 again. This is the last call for XRP under $1. And who knows, by the time this video goes live, we might already be at $1 plus. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.